It's always going to be controversial, but let's go for it anyway. The hurling team of the weekend. Some big results, as everyone knows at this point. I'm sure all the hurling followers here in our game, they know about wins for Clare against Waterford, Wexford and Dublin, really seeing off Laois and Antrim fairly comprehensively, as everyone knows. Carlow, they beat Kildare. Kerry beat Down. Wicklow saw off Roscommon. Mayo had a win over Donegal. And finally, Longford put up 8 goals in a heavy victory over Louth. So, full disclosure, obviously haven't seen all the games down through the tiers, but that's where your comments come in just really valuably. Let us know who you think from down through the tiers. If you saw some of the different games that we may not have between Munster and Leinster, let us know who should go in here. But let's just get the team that have picked up on the screen and get your comments in if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook there. I put Ivor Quilligan in goals. Now, he was one of 2 goalkeepers to keep a clean sheet at the weekend. Up at the top level, himself and Alan Nolan of Dublin against Antrim. Alan Nolan was certainly in the conversation here, but I think Ivor Quilligan commanded his area well. Don't think he ever looked unduly bothered, and keeping a clean sheet in that match was key. His puck outs, to my recollection, all pretty much hit the mark. In the full back line, Cian O'Callaghan and Eoin O'Donnell alongside Rory Hayes. I think Rory Hayes had a very good performance, stifling his man. Cian O'Callaghan always looked in control throughout the game, and Eoin O'Donnell, as ever, absolutely brutalising players who come into his area. And I don't think Antrim will be too sad to see the back of him for this particular season. So, surprise, surprise, Antrim only putting up 22 points, which, along with Waterford, was a fairly low scoreline. With the weekend just gone there. Half back line then, let's have a look at that. Sean Murphy of Wexford. There's a number of Wexford players. You can see them all there on the right flank. They've made the team. Sean Murphy, Dermot O'Keefe, Conor McDonald and Rory O'Connor. Now, in the case of a couple of those players, it was just putting up particularly high scores. You couldn't ignore it. The likes of Rory O'Connor scored 1-7, Conor McDonald 2-4. Even Lee Chin, a little bit unlucky to miss out here. He scored 1-2, including a free. Paul Morris got 4 from play and a free. And Kevin Foley, I don't necessarily like putting sweepers into these teams because, you know, they get to profit by so much work from from everyone else in the team. They get a lot of free ball. But he got 3 points on this, nonetheless, moving up from the back line. So I was tempted to put him in. Dermot O'Keefe, he just looked back to his best, so I couldn't leave him out here. John Conlon, centre back, he got man of the match on TV. Hard to look past him. At times, it was as if Waterford was thinking, when they were clearing the ball, where is Conlon till I find him in the hand with a ball here? But he was brilliant, winning balls out of rucks, just delivering beautiful ball up the field. Sort of stuff that his teammates will be very much thanking him for at the top end of the field. I think Austin Gleason has to get into the team here on a weekend where the Dacia really struggled. He scored 4 from play and knocked over a free and was driving forward, never gave up. Yeah, a little bit fast and loose with the hurley at times, but plays on the edge, and he's the guy who stood up when very few of the rest of them did, if we're honest about it. Cathal Malone, I've named midfield here, and that's where he played. He wore the number 10 shirt, but Tony Kelly wore the number 9 shirt and obviously went into the forward line, and there was never any doubt about Kelly getting in here. He scored 5 points from play, 112 overall, including a penalty. Just a really decisive performance from him. But Cathal Malone does so much industrious work around the middle of the field. Talked about him last year and the job he did on Keane Lynch in the Munster quarter-final. He just keeps going. He's absolutely excellent player. Danny Sutcliffe, he put... I'd have to say he put Antrim through a lot of pain, and Owen Campbell in their victory in Navan over the weekend. He pitched in with, he pitched in with 3 points, and it could have been more. He went to town, taken off late on as well. I'd imagine Matty Kenny is just minding his star man a week out from the game against Galway. Shane Conway, you know, it's no surprise at this stage to see him put up such big scores. He put up 1-8 in the win over Down, and it was the quality of his goal. High ball went in, he flicked it down away from his man, just collected it, and you just knew it was going nowhere but the back of the net. So I had to put him in here too. And as I said, if there's any other players from the lower tiers that you think should be in here, please let me know, because it'd be impossible to have seen all the games by now. Conor McDonald, as I said, he gets in. Rory O'Connor, absolutely brilliant. He's in the sort of form that if Wexford go well this year and get, who knows, Leinster final and followed up with maybe even an All-Ireland appearance, he could be in the Hurler of the Year conversation, because that's how well he's playing. Ronan Hayes, another player that I think has a really, really bright future. We've talked about him a lot on our game. scored 1-3, gave Antrim a third time. Jared Walsh had a third time on him. And of course, Tony Kelly in there in the full forward line as well, picked him at number 15. A couple of other guys, Aaron Shanahan, I think if he actually had to get a few scores on the board, the way he won ball out in front, really good, but just didn't put the finishing touches on some of those opportunities. Did win a penalty, to be fair to him also. Keane O'Sullivan scored 1-2 for Dublin. The St. Bridget's man was really, really good. When he got into a position to score that goal in the first half, he just blasted it into the top corner in a very comprehensive manner that shows you he is a natural scorer. Keane Boland got 1-1, and Dublin all of a sudden looked really dangerous. Neil McManus, to be fair for Antrim, he scored 6 points. Very good performance out around the half-forward line, continuing on his good spell lately. Well, actually, to be honest, for the last decade plus. So that's my team of the week. Let me know if there's anyone that you felt should have gone in here. And just remember, if you want us to join the Our Game Supporters Club, go to patreon.com/Our Game. It's a £5 a month to support the channel and to get a lot of audio podcasts of the Hurling Show and so on.